Big off season for your Minnesota Vikings. Happy Monday, Vikings fans. National Championship night. No more NFC North teams left in the playoffs. Everything's good. Next weekend is NFC AFC Championship game weekend. Football's hot and heavy right now. But for your Minnesota Vikings, it's been over a couple weeks, and rumors are swirling. Moves should start being made hopefully soon. One move was made late last week and over the weekend here. But I mean, we've been talking about it since the season ended, honestly, since before the season ended, that this is going to be a huge offseason for this Vikings team. And I kind of was texting Jamie, I was texting you last night that I think the way that this season kind of went down is good for the Vikings. I mean, maybe not good just in retrospect, but just good for this team right now, right? Let go of Sam Darnold. He's going to be playing in the NFC Championship. Let go of, you got a team like the Bears in your division who got the GM who, I mean, because I know that was the rumor that Poles didn't come here because he wanted to blow things up. We didn't want to blow things up, kind of whatever. But like, you have a GM that we are going to interview here. You have, Drake May, same draft class, McCarthy out there making it to a title game. You have all the news and rumors and former Vikings and potential could have been Vikings, even like Bo Nix, all making the playoffs, making runs in the playoffs. So
Coaching even
that needs to win and needs playoff wins. I think this is about the best as it could have gone just for a team not in the playoffs, because everything that's happened pushes this team, pushes ownership, pushes the front office, pushes the coaching staff, pushes the players to know you need to do something in 2026 to make a run. So we really hope to see in this offseason, O'Connell, Kwesi, the coaching staff get aggressive. Now, obviously, we'll talk about it tonight. A lot of things that need to happen before we even get to next season, obviously, and a lot of that does start in-house with the coaching staff, which is going to, obviously news there. Brian Flores, of course, having the second interview tomorrow with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But look, if the Vikings want to find themselves in the position of these other teams, they need to have a damn near perfect offseason. And there's so many questions that need to be answered. It's going to be an interesting one, man. It's going to be incredibly, incredibly interesting.
Yeah. Man. It's kind of good, but kind of bad. Like, obviously, we don't want Sam Darnold to win a Super Bowl. I'm
cynical, man. The Rams are my team now. The Rams beat the Bears.
It's been my team.
Take care of Sam Darnold. We'll be good to go.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Sam Darnold, because it's kind of been tiptoeing around it. Like, oh yeah, we want Sam Darnold to do well, but it's like reality, like not that well, because otherwise we got to spend the rest of our lives up until we win a Super Bowl talking about that mistake or whatever. So it's just been interesting, because you said all the players that you're talking about, like that we could have had. And that's why, like you said, like Drake May, obviously we couldn't have gotten him unless we gave like a ridiculous amount of picks. We tried giving 3, still couldn't get him, but knowing that we wanted him. And then if he goes to get a Super Bowl, that's like a little something. You got the Broncos with Bo Nix, but now Bo Nix is hurt, which is wild. So that sucks for them or whatever. So it's like the Bo Nix thing's kind of off the table as far as like, if the Broncos win now it's not like really a huge shot at, not as big of a deal, I guess, compared to Bo.
He played damn well on
up until that point. Yeah,
he played really good. That Sunday? That was Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bo Nix, and then obviously Sam Darnold thing. So yeah, it really comes down to the Rams here as far as like to not make us like look bad to some extent.
So I can enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. It could have been Caleb Williams. He was so close to being that, and that would have been bad too, right? Bears and Caleb Williams. But before moving on, I'm gonna do some shout outs here, because we had our guy Angel Dussler in the building. Cheers, fellas. What's going on, my guy? Welcome in. FT Maddie. Hey, Osco. What's going on, dude? Hey, Aiden, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I've been rooting for Sam Darnold to win, or I'm rooting. Oh, I'm not, bro. I can't do it. McDermott firing changed the game. Dude, it's been
by the way, I will say, I called that. I texted Jamie.
You did.
When the game was over and said, I bet he loses his job. That Buffalo job's going to be enticing. I said last year they should have gotten rid. Look, good coach. Your team got far in the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. But how many opportunities are you going to, and I guess people are going to look at me and be like, well, you said we want to stick O'Connell around or keep O'Connell around. He doesn't want to playoff game. I get that. But how many opportunities are you going to get to make a run at this thing and just not be able to get over that hump of the AFC title game, which this would have been the year to do it. And you couldn't find a way and you couldn't get it done. So eventually with that team, something did need to change.
Yep. Which is interesting. And then at the same time, you see John Harbaugh move on. Looks like he'll be most likely Giant. Tomlin, like seeing those three coaches go is just, you don't really see that, especially Tomlin, and you don't see Tomlin and Harbaugh in the same offseason is kind of wild because they've been around forever on those teams. Smokey, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty nervous Flores is gone. Obviously, we're going to get into that, even though I feel a little bit better now that who was it? Was it Miami's defensive coordinator or whoever got a second interview with the Steelers as well? But
if it's Miami, Miami's defense, is that who it was?
I don't remember. They had a Miami hat, so I don't know.
Okay,
I didn't even look into it. I didn't have time. We'll go back into that and look into it. Big Ray, we already said Big Raylan. What's going on? Do it again. Hey, gun. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. Caleb Williams. I like Caleb Williams. The problem is I'm just too much of a hater, man. As far as like the Bears, like if we like Caleb Williams, we had him. There's people who told us he wasn't that good, and we still had him as a number one pick. It was easy to choose him as our number one pick, obviously, because he was like the favorite for it. But we felt like he could be that guy or whatever. But then once he went to the Bears, I immediately wanted him to be bad. And yeah, that's what's tough, especially with the whole thing with that draft is, yeah, we'll see what happens. Bleeding Purple in the building. What's going on, my guy? We got Vocal Vike, RAP, my dude. What's going on, my guy? What's going on? What's good, chat? Let the offseason begin. Yeah, we're going to get into it. And this is we're going to do make things a little fun in this one, I think, because we're going to go through our coaching, obviously kind of going through each spot that we have to do this offseason kind of in order here. Starting with coaching, we just got to talk about that. And I wanted to just hit on this real quick because you mentioned all the players that we could have had or did have, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, whatever, that thing. But then even the coaches, like I don't remember how to say his name, but the young guy from the Jaguars, offensive coordinator, the prodigy, KOC's little prodigy guy, might be the second youngest coach hire ever behind Sean McVay. And yeah, I know that's like the thing, like, oh my God, did we just lose the next Sean McVay, just like that or whatever, and it happens. And then obviously, so it's like players, coaches, it's just like everything has to come out. Like is that guy gonna go on and be the next Sean McVay? Like, oh fuck me, right? So I don't know. We'll talk about all that stuff too. So coaching, quarterback situation, obviously, just something that needs to be talked about. Just our feelings right now about McCarthy and what the Vikings should do at that position. Just kind of give our biggest needs, and this will be kind of fun because we're just gonna give our biggest needs. And then we'll probably look at the list of free agents, which I haven't taken a really close look at yet, kind of go down that list. And I think me and Casey decided what we're going to do is we're going to pick as a group, as a community, we're going to pick one free agent. If we could pick one free agent this offseason, regardless of money, whatever, make some room for money or whatever, we get to pick one guy at a position of need. Who would we pick? And then we're going to go into a mock draft with that in mind. So maybe that changes our first round pick. Who knows? We'll find out. And then after all that, we might just kind of hit on playoffs a little bit. And Natty is tonight as well for college football. So we can kind of spend a little extra time talking about what we see coming up in these the conference championship games, as well as maybe the national championship game tonight. So
yep.
All that good stuff, which gets us right to the beginning here, and that is coaching. As we were saying before, Brian Flores got his second interview with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which automatically kind of was like, uh-oh. I don't remember if he got a second interview that far up into like in these past few years. Did he ever get a second interview? Because that's the thing is like, when it comes to the Ravens, as soon as the Ravens head coaching spot and the Steelers head coaching spots open, all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh. I can picture him in a Ravens uni and a freaking Pittsburgh Steelers uni, no problem. And I mean, it's like the perfect place for him. If there's two teams that when you think of like defense, it's those two, right? At least in our generation of football. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And the Steelers was just a new one. And like I mentioned before, there is another guy that is getting a second interview, and I can kind of look into him. But Casey, what's your thoughts on the whole quarterback situation there?
Coaching situation, you mean?
What did I say?
Quarterback,
yeah. Coaching situation, Brian Flores. Who do you think could replace him? Give me your Brian Flores thing first, but who do you think could replace him if not? And then I know we have a little bit more of the good news finally. I think for most fans when it coaching, but start with the Brian Flores stuff.
Yeah. So like, it's one of those things, like take your time, but hurry, right? Because I mean, look, so this team next year, as we said, is incredibly important. They got to get the defensive coordinator thing figured out now, so that especially going into free agency and the draft, you can have a sort of game plan ready to go based on what direction you're going to take this defense. If Flores sticks around, obviously that's super easy, but 100%, the coaching thing is a real possibility, especially like you said, getting that second interview in Pittsburgh. And yes, there's no other way to cut it. It would be a huge, just like Darren said there, it would be an absolutely huge loss if he were to leave, right? I totally understand that, because it takes away the continuity. Then you got to bring in a new defensive scheme. You got to see if you have the right players to fit that scheme. You have to recoach things. It takes up a huge chunk of your time going into next season, right? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people upset that we didn't get the signing done last year. For Flores, I don't understand that way of thinking, like, oh, he could have still interviewed for other head coaching jobs. Sure. But he knew his situation. He knew, like, hey, I have this lawsuit going on. It may lead to me not getting any head coaching jobs next year. So what am I going to do? I know I'm a damn good defensive coordinator. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm not going to take less money today. I'm going to do well. So next year, if I don't get a head coaching job, I can either press the Vikings for more money or go test the market and see what I can make. So everyone's saying, like, oh, it was written last, like when he did not want to resign last year. That tells you everything you need to know about how it feels about the Vikings. I think that's stupid. I think that's just people wanting to be negative. I don't think that's true at all. That's just negotiations, right? If you think you're a good coach and know you're going to have a good season coaching, you wait and you maximize your money you can get. So that's just what I think on that part of it. Now, as of who could replace him, I think Durante Jones a favorite. You want to talk about not having to change things too much. You have a guy that's been here with him since he got here for the last 3 seasons. You have a guy who's getting other defensive coordinator interviews throughout the league. He's got another one coming up this week. He's had 2 in-person defensive coordinator interviews already. So I think that is one thing you can look at there. Durante Jones, you might not need to change the scheme a lot. Is he going to be the same? Absolutely not. But at least it's someone who's learned under him for the last few years here. I think I saw someone mention Raheem Morris. Would absolutely love Raheem Morris, right? He has that crossover with Kevin O'Connell from LA. So there's familiarity there. So that could definitely be an option. But I don't know. Something tells me that if it's not Flores, it's going to be Durante Jones. That's just kind of my feeling. Like, yes, he's taking these other interviews just in case, right? Because if Flores does come back, I think he's going to have a shot at one of those. But it's also one of those things. Like, if you're the Vikings, though, you do kind of got to speed up the process here. Because if Flores doesn't come back, like, you better not hope how it was with the quarterbacks last year, to where it's like, oh, damn, all these other guys are getting hired. Now we have no other options. We're kind of screwed. So I hope they have something in place. I hope there's a plan in place here to where they're like, hey, Durante Jones, if Flores ain't back, you're our guy. And if he does come back, if you're going to Flores, like, hey, we might need you to figure this out by the end of this week. Because if you don't, we're going to have to make a move here. So I don't know. It's a tough spot to be in. It's an absolutely tough spot to be in. Obviously, best case scenario is Flores comes back. But this team hopefully and does need to prepare for the case that it might not happen. And it does seem more and more likely as the days go on that, you don't really know. Because I know Kelce DraftKings Sportsbook now doesn't have him the favorite for any of these head coaching jobs that are open. I don't know. It's a really interesting spot to be in, especially for Flores, who literally is a free agent, can do whatever he wants. But I don't know. I'm not feeling awful about it, because there hasn't been any buzz that he's a favorite for any of these jobs, but also he's still interviewing. If you look at it from the Vikings perspective, like, you got to kind of make a move. You got to do something here, because you don't want to get left out to dry.
Yeah, I would say it looked like there was the chances of him coming back were very high, especially what Kevin O'Connell said. And then there wasn't really any buzz. He didn't, up until the Steelers' second interview thing. That was kind of when you're like, uh-oh. Like, oh, I thought we were like in the clear for a second, but I guess not. And then there was Anthony Weaver. So he's defensive coordinator of the Dolphins that is also getting a second interview. And then that kind of blows the steam off a little bit, because the big thing is like, Brian Flores deserves a head coaching job. There's no reason why the Anthony Weaver should get picked over Brian Flores, but we know the whole lawsuit thing or whatever. And it's just like it does really feel like that is just constantly getting in the way of Brian Flores getting a head coaching position. So I would say I'm leaning towards that Brian Flores does come back. But I mean, he seems like the perfect guy for the Steelers. So we'll see what happens there. But I would say I do think that I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers just go Anthony Weaver, and it's probably because of the lawsuit. And then I definitely never thought in any world that Brian Flores would be a defensive coordinator for any other team, including the Commanders, because first off, he's got, other than if it came down to money, but I'm like, the Vikings need to give him all the money. They have all the players. I mean, Brian Flores has already had success here. Why would you go somewhere else? And especially with what Kevin O'Connell said on top of that there. So,
I mean, at the very least, he's seeing what his value is. Like, he's going to interview with these other teams, maybe gets an offer, and can go back to the Vikings and be like, hey, here's what I'm hearing, match it or beat it, or I'm leaving. So it's like, again, he didn't re-sign last year to put himself in this spot where any and all options were open for any amount of money possible. Like, there's a reason that he didn't re-sign here last year, and it's not because, this Vikings team sucks and I don't like anybody here and I don't like the direction they're going. It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah. And talking about other defensive coordinators, you already brought up Morris, you brought Jones. Is the other one that people were talking about? Was it Jonathan Gannon after he got? Or was it? Yeah, Jonathan Gannon. That's another one who got obviously fired from.
And I think Pat Graham, as Big Raylan said, actually, he did interview for the head coaching job before KOC got hired here. That's another name to look at as well.
Yep. So that's another one on defense. So there is the positive thing is if you lose Brian Flores, there is some other guys out there that could come in and be good for defensive coordinator. So it's like, it doesn't feel like if you were able to get one of those guys that even though Jones is unproven, so it'd be a little bit scarier to me compared to getting like a Gannon or a Morris, where you're like, you can put them in there. They've been really good defensive coordinators at times. I would rather have Brian Flores, but I wouldn't feel as fucked as I did before in my head. But hopefully it just doesn't even happen.
But if you bring in these other coaches, then it's a complete relearning, scheme change, all of that. Or at least Geronte Jones could come in and have a semblance of the Brian Flores scheme with his. I mean, obviously he's his own coach, own coordinator, so he'd switch things up in his own way. But yeah.
Well, and that's another thing. But that's the thing is, like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, what does it take to be a good head coach? Like, learning scheme, is it like, it just feels so much more than that, where I'm like,
it is, but that's,
so it's like, unless they think Jones can be that guy, but it's like, just because you learned through Brian Flores doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good.
Right.
Compared to someone that's already proven to be good before. Right, maybe though.
That's kind of what how do you ever find new people?
You might not. And that it might be what would happen. Yeah.
Right. I mean, because they can move him up and he could be the best thing. He could be better. He could be better than Flores. You never know.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously they know in-house, right? Like that's a big thing. Like they know how good of a coach he is in-house.
And and might as well go over here. So obviously we're talking about coaching here, and Chris Kuper, probably the number one coach besides maybe Daniels on this Vikings team that Viking fans just wanted fired. And it didn't really feel like anything was going to happen, but Chris Kuper, it's not necessary. This is the last year of his contract. It's more of like a non-re-signing, but we know what it is.
Yeah.
So Chris Kuper, I think if there's one big good news right now, it's the fact that Chris Kuper, rap, the Lions can tell you with Ben Johnson. Actually, just as a whole team, because they lost, even though Jets still sucked. But anyways, but yeah, Chris Kuper gone, whatever, and that's kind of going to Big Raylan's point, because I don't know a ton of like what O-line coach do I want,
But that is the big thing, because I mean, yes, I know people are talking about us getting Bill Callahan. Him and Kevin O'Connell did have some crossover, and I believe it was Cleveland, maybe. I don't remember, but I know that they had some crossover. Maybe no, it was Washington. They had some crossover at one of his stops. So yes, Atlanta is hiring him, which is a big loss. But But that does mean that their offensive line coach, Dwayne Ledford, a very highly regarded offensive line coach as well, is now on the market. And I know I saw reports today he's going to have a ton of suitors. Vikings will probably throw their name in that hat as well. So yes, Atlanta did get the guy that some Vikings fans wanted, but that opens up a new opportunity for another guy who's very highly regarded as well. So we'll see if anything happens. Yep, we'll see if anything happens with that.
Yeah, so that seems like to be the front runner here. I know Big Raylan's talking to Mike was it Mike Munchak?
Munchak, yep.
Munchak? Mike Munchak. Did he coach anywhere?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's been around for a while. Was he? He might have been head coach.
Who did he just coach for?
Looks like Steelers, maybe.
Or is he coming out of college now? Big Raylan, let us know. Who are we getting him from? Yes, plus he was a head coach.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you got to do. What's going on with Jackson?
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing with that Ledford as well. I mean he was their he was their offensive line coach and run game coordinator, and that offensive line improved, and that run game was, I know you have Bijan, but still that run game was pretty damn good over there in Atlanta. So
yeah,
that would be
whatever.
That would be a huge get if you can find a way to get that done.
Yep. So yeah, either way, I think just Kuper leaving is, and who knows, hopefully coaches like makes us live up to the potential of our offensive line, which was like potentially top 5 instead of like basically last. So that'd be huge improvements if that happened. But obviously that's where we're at with coaching. We'll see what happens with us. I think Brian Flores, I think he's going to be back again. We'll see soon, hopefully. And then otherwise it's just figuring out Chris Kuper at that point. No other coaches have gotten fired, big ones, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I just don't want to see people overreact if Flores leaves her head coaching job. Because look, no amount of money would have stopped him from going on and taking that opportunity. Like, it's not a money thing. You can't just pay him not to go be a head coach somewhere. Like,
right.
That's not it.
Yeah. As far as the Vikings drop the ball, they did it. If he becomes defensive coordinator,
then you can say all you want. I would agree, and I would agree with that. And if that happens, something's probably wrong if that's the case. But at this point, if he did not want to come back here at all, we would know that by now, and we'd be making moves. So there has to be something, at least, maybe not in agreement, but at least an unspoken agreement that, like, hey, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, he's back here.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, you feel like we'd have to be doing something if we felt like.
And Kevin O'Connell wouldn't have said
somewhere else.
Kevin O'Connell wouldn't have said it the way he said it.
Right. But I mean, I know a lot of people go, Kevin O'Connell, he just likes to talk, which is true. But
yeah, but he don't say it's. I don't. It's not, when has he ever said anything like that and it didn't come true or something?
Yeah. Right.
Anyways, going to the quarterback situation. So where are you at with the quarterback situation? What do you think, especially with seeing all this stuff happening in the playoffs and everything? Yeah. Where you at? Where you at with JJ McCarthy? Where you at with getting a backup quarterback? What do you think the Vikings do there? Obviously, this is going to be a big part of like moving on throughout the offseason. When we did get Sam Darnold, I mean, we got him right away in free agency.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of talk, right? A lot of, especially after the press conferences last week, there's a lot of, non-commitment from Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, which I know you and I have discussed. Is that good? Is that bad? I think we kind of have a little bit of differing views on that, but we've talked about that enough. We're going to find out soon into the offseason if they truly believe McCarthy could be their guy or not. Because look, even if you try to make a big trade and aren't able to make the big trade, news gets out that you tried to make the big trade and reached out, right? So we're going to know very soon on in March whether this team believes in McCarthy. If there's rumors that we're out there big game hunting for Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, hell, even a CJ Stroud with Houston, like if those rumors start to swirl, you know that this team is not all in on JJ McCarthy. If they're looking at potential cut veteran options or veteran options out there that are like B-level veterans, then you know, like, okay, they believe that they think McCarthy knows what he needs to work on this offseason and he'll do it. So, I mean, there's going to be a ton of speculation for the next month and a half, and rightfully so, because there hasn't been a commitment and this team doesn't have any better option on the roster right now. But we're going to find out very early on into March how desperate this team is and if they truly think McCarthy can be their guy. Because look, you and I have talked about it. I think he has shown he can play in the NFL.
Yeah,
but can he play 17 games? And can he play 17 games consistently?
Right.
We'll find out. But To me, the end of the season was still encouraging. I think they're playing it close to the vest. I think that they want to push him this offseason, which is why I don't think they're committing to him long term as of right now. I think, and again, if they do stick with him, we're going to know early on throughout offseason activities how, because he's going to throw footballs. It's going to be photographed, videotape. We're going to see it. We're going to see him throwing. We'll know if those mechanics are better or not, right? Like, you just got to hope that he goes into this offseason and works on the things that he needs to work on. And
Mac Jones is a hell no to me.
And that's kind of where I'm at with the whole McCarthy thing. Like, I think he could be good. I think they want to give him every opportunity. But if an opportunity presents itself to get a big name, I think you got to at least look into it. But I don't know. It's interesting, man. It's very, very interesting. And like, there's no like concrete path that this team is going to go down, because you hear all the Alec Lewises, the Kevin Seafords, like if something presented themselves, I don't think they would say no. Or like, I think all on the table this offseason. Like, there's so many, just, you don't know what they're thinking. And it
happens all the time.
Right. And with what they're saying at press conferences, like, there's not any sort of like, you can't listen to that and pick a direction that they're looking to go here. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting offseason, but I guess just long story short, I think McCarthy can be that guy. And I'm excited to see how he comes in to next season. Like, I'm excited to see him in, OTAs, offseason activities, that type of stuff. I'm excited to see if there is that improvement and if he's willing to work on the things that need to be worked on. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Long-winded answer just to say, I believe he could still be the guy.
Yeah, and I'll just go right off that. And obviously, I also think he can definitely be the guy. I was impressed with the way he finished the season, other than the injuries, of course. Like, the injuries is just the big thing. But he progressed, and he played his best football in the biggest moments of every game. I mean, Caleb Williams and that Chicago Bears offense were known so much about this year about comebacks and making the big play at the end of the game. And we saw it with Chicago against the Rams this last game with that ridiculous Caleb Williams running backwards, throws touchdown to Cole Kmet. And JJ McCarthy beat Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter on the same duel. And JJ McCarthy should have beat Caleb Williams twice this season, for Caleb Williams doing Caleb Williams creating this thing about him doing Caleb Williams stuff at end of the games, and JJ McCarthy, that just shows that JJ McCarthy has it in the biggest moments. And that's like to me, I'm like, that is like the most important thing you want from your quarterback, is someone who has the mentality, who steps up at biggest moments. Like, if that's your starting point and you're just hoping you can work on fundamentals and stuff like that to get better, I feel like that's a good starting spot. Like, he starts good mental, whatever. So I do think that he has a chance to be good in the NFL. I definitely does. He has to stay healthy. Fair enough. And I do think that is a big deal. Also, when it comes to the competition thing, at this point, it's obvious the Vikings are going to bring someone in and we'll see, like, it depends on how big of a talent that is, whether this is legit fair competition or this is JJ McCarthy. We want him to be the starter, but we want someone who can come in and play. Yeah, way better plan B than we've had in years past. And I assume that happens specifically because of the injury thing. If JJ McCarthy didn't have all these injuries, I don't think it would be that big of a thing. The backup quarterback, I think they still would have wanted something like that, but I don't think it would be as such a big pain point for the Vikings this offseason. And with JJ McCarthy, that's the biggest thing, is like, I know people say like, oh, I want him to have the competition or whatever. And I'm like, I'm with Kevin O'Connell. This is the thing. And this is the big reason why I think the Vikings feel good about JJ McCarthy is this offseason is Kevin O'Connell said it himself. JJ McCarthy is the guy that wants to be great. All his teammates say it. He wants to be great. I don't think he needs someone breathing down his neck to go out there and put in all the reps he needs to do to get better. He needs to stay healthy to do that. That's the thing. That's the thing that didn't happen for him to not have good fundamentals, was they changed his fundamentals and then he was injured and he didn't have the time to really get into it. But I do think he's the type of guy who's going to put everything he has to get better in his game. And I don't think he needs competition to make that happen. Obviously, I think any competition is probably good. But I think that's the big one, is I think if I'm Kevin O'Connell, and what basically came out right of Kevin O'Connell's mouth, whether people want to believe it or not, is he saw progress, and it's the same thing that we saw. He saw progress from at the end of the season for JJ McCarthy, especially from an accuracy standpoint. You saw him step up in big moments during the season, and you feel confident that he's the type of guy that is going to put in the amount of work it takes to get better. And that's the reason why that's why I think it's too early to let go of him. And I think that's the reason why Kevin O'Connell, I do think he feels good about JJ McCarthy, and JJ McCarthy will do what he needs to do to get better. So obviously that's what I think. So that's why I think the Vikings are going to come into this offseason. They're going to go try to find a guy. It's not going to be like a Kyler Murray. We're not going to trade anything or anybody for a quarterback like Mac Jones.
And if they do, that does tell you everything you need to know.
Well, unless it's like a Sam Howell situation, like a sixth rounder or something. Like if it's late enough, fair.
Yeah.
But not like a third, like Jordan Addison for Mac Jones.
Yeah. If you're trading an impact player or a day 2 pick, then
that's a different scenario.
So they really have questions.
Yeah.
But either way, like I think everybody, whether you think he's good enough, all this stuff, we can all agree like the plan B must be better than it was last year.
Yeah.
Like has to be. It has to be a proven commodity who can at least go out and play good football. Sam Howell never really, he turned the ball over a lot in every chance he had to start, right? Like he never actually showed he could play consistent, good starting football.
Right.
Like, you need a guy that has showed that. Like a Marcus Mariota type who's gone out there and played decent ball before. Like if we have to go to Mariota, we can go to Mariota and he can do just fine. Like that type of quarterback. Or Jacoby Brissett. Or like kind of like they did with Kyler this year. Like, man, if he can come out and he can be serviceable on a team that's talented enough.
Yeah. One thing I would say lastly on this quarterback thing is just if it does present to them that Joe Burrow is out there for a trade or Lamar Jackson, or now people are pushing Josh Allen and people are pushing CJ Stroud, which I'm like, I don't know about him, but if you got like a chance at Burrow or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or whatever, which isn't going to happen, but obviously that would change a lot of things for pretty much any coach in the NFL, regardless of how you felt about your quarterback. So if that happens, that's a whole different thing. And I could see the Vikings doing that, but like who wouldn't? If they need O-line, if they can call me, I'm 6'4", 350. Dude, call them in. Let
them know, man. Put some tape out there.
Yeah, put the tape out there. Anyway, so with the quarterback thing, one thing I do think we need to talk about that because the chat keeps talking about it, which is fair because I forgot we haven't talked about it yet. It is Jordan Addison, and whether or not what should we do with Jordan Addison. And you know what? I guess I'll let you start because obviously I'm the bigger Jordan Addison guy. But where you at with Jordan Addison? Where would you trade him? Where would he go?
It's so tough. Like I was hoping he'd turn it around. Like and this last thing just sounds so stupid. Like it's just look, should he? It's just, man, you know who you are. You know you're being looked at all the time. Like don't put yourself in that situation, right? He's too damn talented on the field to just be this big of an idiot. Like this one to me irked me because it's like, again, you read this story, it sounds kind of dumb. Like I know someone's like, oh, this is just a cop or whatever. They just wanted to get Jordan Addison in trouble, like whatever. But just you can't keep putting yourself in these spots just doing the stupid shit. Like it's frustrating, it's annoying. And if you are going to extend him, I guess the good side is he's proven he can't be trusted, so he's probably going to make a little less money. And you do a DK Metcalf thing. Like there's good, no matter where he signs, you feel like there's going to be something in his contract. Like if you have any run-ins with the law, we're able to void your guarantees, if that's possible. Which it looked like it was with if you're suspended for any reason, your guarantees are void, just like with a DK Metcalf deal. So if you're going to stick to that, you got to do something with that. But like it's hard to sit here and be like, oh, he's going to learn from it because he just hasn't. He's had multiple opportunities to learn from these things and just hasn't done it. And this one, to me, after everything that happened last year, this one to me is almost the most frustrating. It's the least dangerous, but it's the most frustrating out of all of them, I think.
Yeah. When it comes to Addison, I said last time I gave him 2 strikes in a foul ball. I would say that this was the 3rd strike. And a lot of it, which I'm like, still though, I'm like, he is talented. And if you could get him for cheaper, whatever, even though I'm like, at this point, you're like, it's just dumb because he obviously has issues much bigger than he probably has drinking issues. Obviously. I've known enough alcoholics to tell you, and people are talking about it, literally. I know, shout out to Dustin Baker, who I think he went and, don't mean to talk for him, but
Mhm.
his story, he went through alcohol or was an alcoholic, He's been recovered alcoholic for a long time now. And he kind of gave his point of view from that and pretty much said, like, it does seem like he has a problem. But that's the thing. First off, the first thing was the speed, whatever, young kid doing that. All right, whatever. The second one, you're on the side of a highway, passed out. That's usually a sign. One, of course, like that's one thing. Like if you're drinking and you end up there, that's never good. Even the London thing, because he missed curfew and he's just late, and it's like, what is he doing? He was like out by himself. Like you don't really see someone's like, hey, everyone's going to the room, and like, hey guys, I'm gonna like go to the bar for one real quick, and then now he's like out doing whatever, and with his personality too. And then with this one, it was like you're at a bar casino. I don't know what happened there, but you were obviously drinking, because I don't know anyone who's been told to leave a casino and refuse without being drunk. So those are like multiple
Plus
things.
he's got a gambling problem too, which
those are multiple things where you're like, this seems like a bigger issue, even though you're so young. So that's one of those things where you're just like, unless you hear that he's like focusing on taking care of that, because he's putting himself in some bad situations here that's going to cost him a ton of money.
And the real unfortunate thing is, like, this could very well become a Chris Carter situation, right? Where you have to get rid of him just because he has too many issues, and that's what turns his life around. He goes into another team and ends up becoming. he's a star. Like when he's on the field, he's a star player. He gets separation. Not this year, but for the most part, catches the football. He has elite athleticism. Like you have to brace yourself for that. Like, yes, we'd be getting rid of him. So, trading him would be huge if you get something for him, if that's the direction they go. But he very well could end up being one of those guys that's the thing in his head that finally clicks. Like, shit, like I lost a job or I lost the team I was playing for because I couldn't keep myself in check. Right. So you might have to brace yourself for that he might go to another team, figure it out, and literally become a number one superstar receiver. Like, that's part of this. But sometimes those people just need that one thing that turns their life around. And honestly, us getting rid of them, that very well could be that one thing. And it sucks we have to think about it that way, and it could end up working out, for another team in their favor. But if you keep him around, you pay him, and he keeps doing this stuff, nobody wins, right? It's just not, I don't know, it's not good.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with him. I would say it's like, it's hard for me because I'm like, I like him, I know he's talented. It sucked to trade him for like some bullshit because of his off-field troubles and stuff like that, which is a real possibility, instead of like just getting him at a better deal and keeping him. But at the same time, like at this point, if the Vikings did do it, I wouldn't be surprised, and I would kind of get it at this point, just because like you don't want to keep doing that. And like you said, even for him, like maybe he needs, I don't know if you'd call it rock bottom, to just get traded to another NFL team, but maybe for his life, I don't know. Because either way, he's still making millions of dollars. But if that was the case, I'm going to agree with everybody else in the comments. And I think I would love for, if that was to happen, I would love for him to change his life around and be that star receiver. And I think the best place would 100% be the Bills. I think getting Josh Allen, a guy like Addison, would be it would give Addison the best opportunity to not just change his life around, but actually become kind of that star. So
just don't trade him to Vegas.
Yeah, don't trade him to a shit team, and don't trade him to a
big city. Like no New Orleans, no Vegas. Trade him to Cleveland. Trade him to Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah, nothing to do with Cleveland. Yeah, trouble. Nothing to do in Cleveland. There's no bars or there's. I'm sure there are.
That's
but
like the only thing to do in Cleveland.
Fine, just boring city. Send him there.
Yeah, Las Vegas. Dude, just like
Vegas would not be good for him. But we'll see.
Miami.
But at this point, just kind of like when people talk about McCarthy and the injury thing, like you can't. Kansas City would be him and Mahomes.
Yeah, well, especially with.
But do they want to pile on and be like, oh yeah, we have Rashid Rice, and Jordan Addison,
and Kareem Hunt.
They might play 16 games between the two of them over 2 years.
There's no way the Chiefs would.
Yeah, no, the Chiefs probably wouldn't. That would be too much. That'd be too much.
Xavier Worthy, Rashid Rice, Kareem Hunt, Jordan Addison.
No, trade Addison for Rashid. No, I would rather. Okay, if you told me you could pick Addison or Rasheed Rice, I'm taking Addison all day long. At least Addison's not
taking the guy that crashed and left and then beat up his girlfriend over a dude that's maybe a little bit of an alcoholic.
Yeah,
like the whole it's just an annoying the like him passing out on the side of the road or whatever in his car is just it's like all idiotic. That could have hurt somebody. That was dumb. He didn't. Rasheed Rice literally hurt people. Like it's like even with this last incident with Addison, like it doesn't touch most of the shit when you hear there's off the field issues for players,
right?
Substance than like domestic, which is obviously way worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do not. I won't do that.
But anyway, moving on. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, but again, it's frustrating, stupid. Just you got to stop putting yourself in those spots. And I mean, he hasn't learned yet. And I don't know. It's frustrating.
Yeah, but you can go 100. Was it 140? Yeah, I mean, I agree, but you can go 140 in the middle.
I've been in the car going 140, or maybe like 130, maybe 120.
Yeah, I'm like, I know people who've been doing that, but like, you can if it's 2 a.m. and there's no one else. It's stupid. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think going 140 with no one else on the street is the same thing as crashing into someone and leaving. There's no way. There's no way.
Who is this? 2 Coke cans and it's Matt Khalil.
There's like 4 guys better than him that were available.
This feels like too evil to me, but I don't know if it is.
I don't know why we kept Casey knowing the coaching free agents. There's like 4 guys better than him. We're available.
I mean, I love me some KOC. Kind of is what it is, but
yeah, I disagree. Me and Casey will always disagree on the KOC thing until next season.
See what he does.
Yeah, I'm on that too. I'm like even with the Dan Campbell thing. Like I always give Casey a hard time thinking he's gonna get fired the last like 2 seasons or whatever, but. Yeah, I think Campbell will be in a very similar situation to Kevin O'Connell next year, probably for real. As far as like Kevin, he has to make playoffs and stuff. Otherwise, Dan Campbell could be in trouble too.
Must be a 2 evil twin.
Yeah, I love that though.
That's great. That's good shit. Yeah, that's funny. I like that.
All right. Anyways, keeping on rolling here. So this is when things will get a little bit more interesting around here. We kind of went through all of that. We'll see what happens. Obviously, a lot. We need the season to finish first before anything really starts for us. But let's get into positions of needs. What do you think are the biggest? Let's go. What do we think? Let's go 5. 5 biggest position of needs. And maybe you can speculate on things we might do, people we might release.
Are we gonna like lump safety corner together? Can I do that? I'm gonna say defensive back. Well, I think
that's fair.
Corner, safety.
I would put them 1 and 2 probably. Anyway,
corner, safety, defensive line, offensive line,
center, mostly center.
Yeah, backup quarterback.
Okay,
those are my 5.
I'll say I'm going to take out. We do need a better backup quarterback, but I'm going to take it out there. I'm going to take it out because I'm thinking more of like when you
I guess linebacker technically. Yeah, linebacker.
I'm going to put the secondary together. Cornerback and safety. I'll let you put that together because I'm with you. I'm going to say that defense specifically a nose tackle, linebacker. I'm with that with linebacker. And that's with the assumption that we don't get Eric Wilson back. Center, not interior offensive line, center. And then, I mean, you got to, I guess, backup quarterback. I want to go. I also want to think like if you don't have, if you cut TJ Hawkinson, my guess is TJ Hawkinson's going to take a pay cut. But if not, then we immediately would put tight end on that list.
Jason Morgan, running back. Okay, so yeah, I mean, a lot of people are kind of feeling the same way.
Yeah, so we all know what we know. We all know what we need.
There's a pretty consensus list there.
Yep. Let's if you want to bring up the free agent list. So this is what we're going to do on here. We're going to look at the free agency list as a group. We're going to pick one guy from this. I don't care if it's the best guy on here. We're not going to care about money. I get it. Oh, salary cap, we can't afford me. And I'm cheap right now until we fix that. Whatever. Anyways, so I would play for free. Still can't afford me. So we'll go through this, and I already know there's a guy on here that's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
So pick one guy, and then we're gonna do a mock draft with this assumption that we did get this guy in free agency.
Sure. So we'll run through them. So Trey Hendrickson, of course, probably off the table. Tyler Linderbaum, I think that's the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sure. But it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yep.
And as Nick likes to say, this is a pretty deep center draft. So I would say I'm out on Linderbaum before that reason, because you could get a good draft and a good center in the draft. But if they did go that direction, wouldn't hate it. Daniel Jones, of course.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people have him on the list. But now, like, do you really want to go get a guy? Yeah, probably not. George Pickens, no.
I mean, we want to talk about receiver with some off the field, whatever.
Yeah.
Braden Smith, tackle, probably. If we're going big game hunting, probably not. Breece Hall.
Hall's interesting.
Very interesting. I mean, Alec Pierce, if Addison, I mean, again, is he consistent enough to have you as be your wide receiver too?
I'm going to go with the fact that we didn't trade Addison.
Yeah. No. Okay. I like that. But I mean, Alec Pierce, I don't know. He might be consistent, but we'll see. Travis Jones,
how big is
be huge? 26 years old.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Yep. I like that. Isaiah Likely, if you decide to move on from TJ Hawkinson,
I feel like you might be over. It would be still a hard one. He's the guy that people like always wanted to break out, and then it just never really happened for him.
Right. Jalen Phillips, edge. I don't really know if we need more edge help. Depending, I guess, what happens with Grenard, but Alontae Taylor could be a potential cornerback option there. Mike Evans, no.
Dang, Evans is lower than Pierce. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's old.
Yeah, still.
So Jonathan Franklin, defensive interior guy. Wasn't that a guy we were talking about in trade at the trade deadline last year?
I think so.
But anyway, I mean,
what's his size?
Do a defensive interior guy, 6'4", 288. That's
no. That's big no.
Quay Walker. Jalen Watson. You're looking for a playmaking type if you're looking at adding a cornerback. Yeah, I think.
Well, I want a corner. Like I wouldn't mind having a guy that just can lock the fuck down. You know, that's what I want.
Walker, Khalil Mack, Reek Woolen potentially. That's an option. Travis Etienne, if you're looking at a running back, that's interesting. Yeah. Romeo Dobbs,
that'd be interesting.
Kyle Pitts.
I didn't know he was out there.
Boye Mafe, bring him home, bring him back to Minnesota, edge rusher.
No. Dang, he's all the way up there now, huh?
Yeah, he's been playing really well the last couple of years. Devin Lloyd, linebacker would be interesting. Quentin Lake, safety, and then Greg Newsome out of Jacksonville at corner, 26 years old.
Is Jamel Dean actually on here? I thought he would have
mentioned.
I thought he would have came up.
Pay Jacoby Myers. He got re-signed. That's
Jamel Dean.
Old list.
Okay.
Quan Brisker, Joel Bitonio.
Because I thought Dean, is he out there? Jamel Dean? I know he's been injured this year, but I know he's good when he plays. What do you guys think? Yeah, see if he's even out there.
A recent pay cut to become, especially after recent pay cut, become a 2026 free agent.
He is going to be. He is. Okay.
He would be a free agent. Yes. Yep.
All right. Give me 4 names. I'm going to put it on the. I'm gonna put a poll out and see who we pick. We'll pick. You know what? Let's have fun. We'll pick 2 guys. How about that? We'll pick 2 guys. Just make things a little bit easier.
Woolen, I see out there. Hall. Let's go Brees Hall. Let's put Brees Hall in there.
Woolen.
I like that idea.
Is Woolen IN or EN?
I think it's EN.
I'll just do it. I don't care if I spelled this stuff wrong. Okay, so I have Linderbaum, Dean, Woolen, Brees Hall. Is there? What's that Ravens guy's name again?
Which one?
The defensive tackle guy, 341.
Travis Jones. 5 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, 33 pressures.
Ooh. Graded out with almost run defense 80. We got to put him on here,
I like
dude.
That idea for sure. Yeah.
Overall grade 79, 81 grade in the run defense.
I like that.
Yeah. So who should I pull out? I feel like I should pull out between Woolen and Dean.
I would rather go. I'd say Dean over Woolen, but I mean, it's going to cost you more. But
that's all right. We're not thinking about money right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
thinking about money right now.
Just saying. But
all right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Linderbaum, the center for the Ravens. That would immediately shore up that interior, the offense. We wouldn't have to worry about it. On the other side, Travis Jones, defensive interior, who's 6'5", 340 pounds, had 6 sacks, 79 overall PFF grade, 81 in run defense, would probably be huge in the middle of the defense. On the other side, we're going to go with Jamel Dean, who, when healthy, is probably one of the better cover corners in the league. And then Breece Hall, meaning you probably don't bring back Aaron Jones, who obviously played for the Jets and could be, I mean, we all know he could be really good, and a huge compliment to Jordan Mason. So I'm going to put 2 on here. I'm going to take the 2. We're going to go with the 2 highest votes here. Or what do you think? Do you think we should go 2 or 1?
Let's do 2. Why not? Let's make it fun. Maybe add some interesting choices then when we do the mock draft.
Okay. Oh, I didn't put the S on Travis Jones, but you'll get it. It's out.
Sure.
It's going. Get it. Get those votes in. Come on.
Top 2 highest scorers make the 2026 Minnesota Vikings.
Yep. Right now we got Dean winning, Hall and Linderbaum tied. No one wants Travis Jones.
Oh, yep. No, there's one.
Breece Hall. We got 7 votes. How many people got in here? 11?
Yeah.
We'll give it a couple more.
So as of right now, we'd be getting a corner and a running back in free agency, which I would not hate.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. What do the Vikings need most? A shutdown corner. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Worked his way up there.
Yeah.
Need one more person to break the tie between.
All right, one more vote. Come on, whoever's in here, get one more vote in.
Someone needs to break the tie between Jones and Hall.
Yep. Come on. Got to get one more in here.
Want to draft a running back, keep them young. How old is Breece Hall? He can't be that old, right? 25?
Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah, he's not that old. Someone, come on, we got to go. Someone else came in here. 12th guy, the 12th man who came in here. Vote on here between Travis Jones or Breece Hall. Travis Jones or Breece Hall.
Otherwise, I will make the decision.
Or I'll just put them both head to head. Let's just do that right now.
I like it. So,
all right.
So
Dean. But why was he not even on that list? That's what
this might be old, but oh. As of September 3rd, 2026. What? Oh, what? Sorry, I'm stupid.
Oh, it couldn't have been because
November. Okay. Yeah, because September 2026 isn't here yet. Oh. Sorry, I haven't eaten my dinner yet, so I'm kind of.
All right, between Travis Jones and Breece Hall, get it. Who we going?
Travis Jones.
So you get a guy that can come in and be your nose tackle and had an 80 overall grade and over an 80 grade on run defense, or do you bring in Breece Hall, who you don't have to worry about running back? He should be able to complement Mason into like a really good tandem. Who knows how good Breece Hall really can be on a team that's not the Jets. 7 votes. It looks like Breece Hall is taking it.
All right. I like it.
This is what we're doing. All right. Jamel Dean and Breece Hall.
So we got a corner. We got a running back. So those positions don't need to be they don't need to be. We could always add to those spots. But definitely when we now get into this side of things.
So we don't need a corner. Now you have Jamel Dean. So now your cornerbacks aren't as a big of a need anymore. But you still you still could use one though. We definitely could still use one. Obviously.
Crazy.
Crazy. We obviously could use one, and then so now, all right, now biggest needs, refresh going into this. We got Jamel Dean, we got Brees Hall, running back, good, cornerback, a much better. I would say safety still is towards the top. Defensive interior nose tackle guy towards the top. We still need a linebacker still on there, and what else?
I'd beef up the trenches is my kind of number one at this point now. Like whatever you can do there
on either side.
Yeah.
And I would say safety too, though. I still think even with Jamel Dean, I mean, like your safety room is rough with a hurt Josh Metellus and Jay Ward, with Theo Jackson not really doing much.
Jamel Dean, he's 29, so he's getting up there. But I mean,
you could still definitely go cornerback there.
You need so you could for sure.
But I would say first round, you're probably going best. You're still probably going best player available.
Or trade back potentially if it's there for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we jump right in? I mean, what's
we'll do 4. Yeah, 4 rounds are good here. Let's do that spot. One less than fast. All right. One more. There you go.
All right.
All right. That in mind, let's fix the Vikings. Jim McCoy's gone. All right. There's not going to be one of those corners waiting for us.
Right.
Terrell. So a guy that everybody keeps talking for the Vikings right now, that it sounds like there's a chance he could make his way up. And that's at Caden McDonald, the Ohio State's defensive interior.
So good run defender.
91, 6'3", 326, 91 run defense grade.
2 sacks.
2 sacks.
Something you could probably, again, pass rush is something you could probably kind of add to and refine.
Yeah, and that's not exactly even what we're looking for specifically. Like you're getting a guy in there. It's like the Donovan Jackson pick of defensive interiors, I feel like. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then I know people, I mean, obviously I know Kwesi has talked about a potential like depth at tackle. You're not doing that in the first round, probably, even though 2 of the top guys do slip to you here. I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit different. We've been taking cornerbacks and all those, maybe even like I know we've taken Kenyon Sadiq a couple times here as well. But you want to go off the assumption that
that you got Jamel Dean,
right?
What's that?
You said you were thinking TJ sticks around. That's the assumption we're going with. Pay cut.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Cut.
We got a couple people saying let's go with the Ohio State kids. So I like
that.
Size, finally that big body run stuff. I mean, that's what we need. We need the big body run stuffer. I think
with Redmond, I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah. And I do think Jonathan Allen will still be here. So you still have him as well, who can get after the passer a little bit too.
Yes.
But you don't have that big ass body in the middle to help you out there.
I still like Dylan. Pretty much everyone's gonna, because everyone's comparing him to Harrison Smith all the time.
So I mean,
we need a safety, so it's hard for me not want to go there.
Yeah,
with knowing we already have Jamel Dean.
Right. I mean, hey, drafting 2 Oregon safeties within 3 years, if you know, that could happen for the Vikings team as well.
Yeah.
Just beef up that safety room with 2 kids who are going to graduate, who are going to end their careers in Oregon. Yeah. I like it.
I like that one. I think that's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Dylan Thiemann, Coy Parrish, year or 2 from now.
Yeah.
The safety room is fixed.
All right, let's see. This is where things get interesting. So
Chambliss, I'd have pulled the trigger.
We could still use another cornerback. What'd they say? Let's see what we got. All right, and we don't need a running back though. We got Brees Hall, so running back
Johnson though. That'd be fun.
Running back is definitely not a need. We got this Tyrion York guy, coverage grade, 5'10", 227, maybe a little undersized,
best season.
Run defense and coverage. Obviously, we need someone in the middle of the defense that's good in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you got this Julian Dean. What do you guys think? We can't, but we got Brees Hall, Big Raylan. Like, we already got Brees Hall, so I don't think we would want to go get Emmett Johnson.
Center's available. That's a good point.
The Florida center go?
Slot
right there.
5 picks before us.
Yeah,
that hurts. That'd have been nice.
I mean, what's our next trade? 102 is our next one.
Yeah, I don't think we want to be messing with that at all.
What do you guys think? I don't think we like Emmett, but not if we got Breece Hall, I would immediately be like, we don't need to waste a pick on a running back now.
Is there anyone interior wise?
We don't see a center until 148, 141 average draft.
I mean, looking at guys that might, I don't know.
I say go back to all positions.
Iowa State.
We need a linebacker. We also need.
Is the Iowa State center? Did I miss him somewhere? Or is he way down there? Logan Jones. Iowa center. I mean, that's Oh damn! Holy shit!
Ooh.
But I mean, this would be
doing that at pick 80.
Monumental reach based off their projection.
I don't have that kind of information on this draft.
People would, if this pick happened, I think people would torch Quasi.
Let's just pretend we pick Logan Jones in the 5th round.
Iowa center he's small. Okay.
All right. What do you guys out of the people you're seeing on here? We got, I would say, between Julian Neal. We don't know about. I don't know. I'm gonna go with
there, which I don't think we'll get him at 97.
Click Jacob Rodriguez again. I know he was a monster this year. 6'1", 235. I do like Jacob Rodriguez. I wish we could trade back a little bit, but we don't have that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not even.
What do you guys think? I
mean, if I don't know. It's weird. Part of me kind of wishes we would have just taken freaking Travis Jones so we could have drafted Emmett Johnson here, but
we would have went and then we would have had to pick someone else in the 1st round. But yeah, if it was me, I probably would have picked Travis Jones.
If this guy, if Derek Moore out of Michigan would have fell, even though we don't really need an edge, I'd have done that in a heartbeat.
I say,
you take another corner.
That or York. I mean, you get a guy that plays well in coverage, a middle linebacker.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we do it?
I'd rather probably just pick Rodriguez, though, but we're probably not going to get him. Or I would pick another cornerback. That's a tough one. It's tough.
A little different this time around?
Let's do it.
Sure. I like it.
Watch, Rodriguez is going to be there now. Neal's gone.
Shortly after,
they're all gone.
Really goes. Carson back.
He's going to win the Natty tonight. All right.
We'll grab that some tackle depth. 6'8", 318.
We looked at that before. Click Zach Wheatley.
Coming off a solid season.
Damn. We probably don't need 2 safeties, but I don't see why we don't need 2 safeties. I wouldn't mind taking a chance on 2 safeties.
Yeah.
Probably.
Ooh. Gross.
No, he must be.
Yeah, Xavier Scott's there.
Xavier Scott. What is Jolie like?
Jolie.
He's all right. Click. Is Jolie on here?
No, he's gone. He got taken.
Yeah, he's gone. On our mock, we got him. We had a good mock.
I say we go with one of these 2.
I'm with Wheatley, or because Wheatley has he could come in and he could come in and be a starter next to Thienenin or whatever.
Oh. 6'4", 222.
Well, and also Malachi Fields, which I don't know much about him, but I do know he would bring something we don't have in the wide receiver room if we did to get him. So I wouldn't mind even going him.
Especially if Naylor goes too.
We don't have a big bodied wide receiver.
Let's do it. A little different. I like it.
Let's change things up a little bit. And now with the whole thing with Jordan Addison.
Right. I mean, Jalen Naylor, kind of who knows.
What the heck happened? Oh, was that a 4th round pick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we could have gone Avion Terrell. Could have, but we didn't.
Oh, wait. I thought we picked 4 rounds.
Oh, whoops. Do we not have a 4th round pick? Weird. I could have swore I had 4 rounds. Maybe I only did 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, though, that's a 3-round draft.
B-, not our best grade we've gotten.
No, it's not. But of course, I mean, PFF, if you pick the guy top of their board, they'll give you an A+ every time.
Right.
But
Fields is huge for a receiver. Yeah, that's something, and we just don't have that. Especially if that's another thing too, is I don't know much about Fields. I have to watch. I will watch him eventually. But if we do just give TJ Hawkinson a pay cut, like it doesn't it doesn't make me just feel like TJ Hawkinson's just going to be super great in the receiving game. So then at the very least, you have another big guy on the field.
We've been doing 4-round mock drafts, not even though we don't have a 4th-round pick. What kind of podcasters are we, man? Holy shit.
Well, we do. That is the one that we traded for Adam Thielen or did the swap.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's right. What it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Crazy. But anyway, that's our mock draft. So there we go. We just did the entire Vikings offseason, right?
It went all right. I would say, obviously, if you got those free agents, that'd be big. I would say I would be totally cool getting the defensive lineman from Ohio. Actually, I'd be pretty cool with kind of all of that went. I wish, Slaughter. I wish we would have been able to figure out center, which you might be able to. There does look like there's a lot of centers going into like the 4th round and stuff like that. So we still need a center. We did get a linebacker. I mean, I would take it, but. Yeah. Anyways, playoffs. Kind of finishing up here. I guess just final thoughts. How are you feeling about the playoffs? What do you think is happening? You had
Patriots Super Bowl.
That's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Who wins?
I mean, the Rams. Look, I know we've been saying this all playoffs long. It hasn't happened yet. Darnold's made some throws when he's had to. But the pressure's on. Like last game, you got help from your special teams starting the game off. Your defense was smothering that offense of the 49ers couldn't get anything to go. I'm curious because there's going to be some high leverage spots in this game, and I'm very curious to see how Sam Darnold performs. And I still hold on to the fact that he's not going to perform well, and the Rams are going to win. And Bo Nix out for the Broncos hurts. I mean, that defense is elite, so they're going to give Drake May fits all day long. But I just think at the end of the day, I think without Bo Nix, I think that Patriots team is more talented. Yeah. And I think I think that's going to be a tightly contested. I think both games are going to be very close. They're going to be very fun games to watch. But I'm going Rams and I'm going Patriots. Could you imagine? Put yourself like we think our lives are bad, being Vikings fans. Put yourself in the shoes of a Bills fan.
Yeah.
How many years have you made it to the playoffs, not been able to get anything done? You have the first year with no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Josh Allen, no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Joe Burrow, right? And you still can't get it done. You fire your head coach, and now the Patriots of all teams have a great shot to go back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, the only thing I would say,
imagine being a Bills fan right now, how much that's got to absolutely freaking suck.
Like, but it feels like better than not.
Like all the other stuff sucks, but the Patriots having a shot at the Super Bowl for them, for Bills fans, that's got to be just an absolute freaking gut-wrenching gut punch. Like,
yeah, it would be, but at the end of the day, I'm like, they still got Josh Allen, and at the very least, they're like getting the playoffs and winning games,
Yeah, but for them right now, they're in that spot where winning games doesn't matter anymore. It's all about Super Bowls, and that's why you make a move like firing and that's the thing. McDermott's a damn good coach, and that's why you get to a point where you fire a guy like that because you just don't think you can get over the hump with him as your coach, and you got to change up something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I don't know, and if the Patriots go on to win the Super Bowl, a lot of tables with some other things underneath them for Bills fans that they're going to be jumping through. I think.
Yeah, and I would say this actually feels I would say the Seattle Rams game. It's just another one of those years where you feel like that's going to feel like more of the Super Bowl than the actual Super Bowl as far as matchups go. And obviously with Sam Darnold, I want to see what happens. This is, in as big of a stage as it possibly can get for the foes between Sam Darnold and the Rams. So it's like, it doesn't get any bigger, right? You can't, an NFC championship. That's the biggest it can go against a team that he has played bad against. The last game he played bad for most of the game, but then made some big throws at the end and they ended up winning. So kudos to Sam Darnold though, but Sam Darnold has been kind of getting carried. He's making big throws when it matters, good enough, but he hasn't passed. He had 124 yards last week, 198 yards the week before, and 147 yards the week before that. So, I don't know. Sam Darnold's been he's been playing safe football, but he's not giving off the Seattle's team is winning because of the arm of Sam Darnold anymore. So it'll be
right.
interesting.
I mean,
How
they're definitely in the point now where they're like, go make the plays when you have to, but we're going to limit because he's been turning the ball over a lot. Their goal is limit Sam Darnold's turnovers, play good defense, run the football, which took a hit today with Charbonnet being out for the rest of the playoffs too. That's their goal. Like, because they say it after every game. Like, the big thing is Sam Darnold didn't turn the ball over. When they're saying that about you, it's not great, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm with you. I was rooting for the Rams this entire time. The Rams on the NFC and Bills on the other side. So
remember, I texted you last night. Like, had you told me like 8 years ago I'd be cheering for Matt Stafford and Devontae Adams, I'd have told you were crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Here we are. I guess outside of that, the game hasn't kicked off yet. I got Indiana 45-28, kicking the crap out of Miami tonight.
I'm gonna go with, who was it? Was it Saban that said it? I think it was Saban who said that if Miami, what was it? Like I think they said that if they won like one game or something, I don't remember what it was, but I think his prediction was that Miami, if they won like one game or got into the national championship, that he thinks that they could be the scariest team to worry about just based off the talent of that team. And I think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to say the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Keep it going, keep upsetting teams, and they upset the next Kirk Cousins.
Knock off Kirk Cousins.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't pay enough attention, so I shouldn't even.
It'll be better for college football if Indiana wins, just because a team that literally was garbage 2 years ago and for their entire existence, you get the right coach, the right group of players, and a small-ish market team can turn it around and win a championship. Like, that's just a good thing for college football, especially in the playoff format for the future.
Yeah, I mean, Miami obviously was a bigger school, but they haven't been anybody in a long time.
Yeah, but it's still Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. Indiana, Midwest.
Whoever this Mark Maskey writes for the Washington Post. Brian Flores is believed to be a serious contender for the Steelers head coaching job. So there's that.
Oh God. It's all coming down.
It's all right.
It's over.
Durante Jones is a defensive coordinator by Friday. That's my call. I'm going
to stick to it. I'm going to say Brian Flores is going to be our defensive coordinator.
Time will tell. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you guys. Oh, Jackson, signing off.
You too, brother. Love you too, my man. Thank you.
T-Bass, he's got some betting advice before we hop off your Big Ten. I'm going to take Indiana -7.5. Sit back and watch your money grow. Love it.
Take Indiana -7. I need here. Actually, let me, before we hop off here, I know what time does the game start?
Well, it's supposed to start at 6:30, but it's a national title game, so it probably isn't going to start till 7.
Here, give me. Oh wait, what? That's not what I want. Hold on a second. I might not be able to do it on here. So, wait, we've done it so many times. Why? Hold up. Give me 1 second here. All right.
It's about to start. All right.
What's that?
Said Dan says it's about to kick off.
Oh, is it? All right. Never mind. All right. We can call it. All right. When does it kick off? Was it supposed to? It started at 6:30, so I just never mind. I missed my thing, anyways.
Yeah, but
anyway,
all right. Thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you guys next Monday right here, G Sports Podcast. Make sure to hop in next Monday night. See you guys then.